Louisiana Appleseed recruits professionals, mainly lawyers, to do pro bono work to solve problems at the root cause.
They try to identify systemic problems, or societal problems, or legal problems that they can create a legal solution for.
Our goals are to, through a variety of ways, learn about what are the societal issues in those three areas and how can we tackle them on a pro bono basis.
It's really big. It's a big problem in our neighborhood.
I think our first big milestone was when Malcolm Meyer, a volunteer from Adams and Reese, and others helped get the heir property law passed in Louisiana. And what that did was it changed the law on small successions, making it easier for people to own their homes for the first time.
There are lawyers all over Louisiana now using that to help the individuals.
The residents would be the ones to benefit from it because a lot of them didn't have this knowledge before, and now we're finding that they're using it.
It's wonderful to be able to see someone who's been a victim and to look at us in the eye and say what you're doing is going to be impactful.
Prevention Through Education is a project that seeks to prevent relationship abuse among teens by educating them.
Educators working on it, trying to change the law, trying to create curriculums in schools where this issue can be addressed at an early age.
The idea of due process from an interpretation standard is a very interesting concept that even we find some of our judges don't understand.
Interpreter Standards Project. That project seeks to put, for the first time in Louisiana courts, standards for courtroom interpreters.
Fundamental to our profession and justice is equal access, and how can you go into a courtroom and not be able to understand what's happening around you.
The idea that someone who doesn't speak English may not understand why he or she is guilty because there's no way of determining whether the communication was effective is something that, without Louisiana Appleseed's help, we couldn't have gotten to as fast as we did.
We had a huge influx of Hispanic populations to help clean up the city. Many of these people didn't have citizenship credentials, and they couldn't open bank accounts. And so they're walking around the city with cash in their pockets, and they became ATM machines to thugs.
The Financial Access Project seeks to link the Latino community to banks and credit unions.
If we change the culture to where they are banking and using a debit card or a checkbook, instead of carrying wads of cash in their pocket, they become more safe.
So I would like to thank Appleseed very much for coming into our neighborhood and giving the residents the knowledge that they needed to take ownership of their homes through successions.
I think it's fantastic that Louisiana Appleseed is getting awarded because they've been instrumental in getting a young group of advocates who didn't know anything about the legal system to put forward within less than 18 months a substantial piece of policy that looks to be implemented sometime this year, or at least adopted. And quite frankly, there is no way that any of the members of this coalition could have gotten that in front of the Supreme Court in the amount of time that we did without Louisiana Appleseed.